Well, hi everyone. This is Carrie back with Family eBiz, and I am here Monday afternoon as always. We may have some new people this week. I know we've got some new people coming in from BC Stack, so welcome. I'm so glad you are here. Tomorrow, I hope to announce a really exciting free event that you can join me for in a week, and so I will be giving out details for that as well. Today, what I want to do is finish up our four-part series. If you're just joining us, you can go and look at the previous 3 or 4 weeks. We've been talking about growing your list and talking about incentives and things like this. But this is the end. We've come up with ideas. We've talked about lead magnets and what types we should do and solutions and all of that. Now we need to start sharing those lead magnets. And it sounds really obvious, but a lot of times we go through the process of creating them and then we don't do anything about them. So if you are just joining us on the replay or the live, please leave a comment and tell us if you have a lead magnet or not, and feel free to leave a link to your lead magnet. Let's look at each other's and help each other improve. Now, if you're new to business, new to being an entrepreneur, it might seem a little scary, or you're like, I'm going to promote myself. Now, some of you, that may not be a problem, but a lot of times we get a little afraid to put it out there because we have that imposter syndrome. What if it's not really as good as I think it is, or it should be? Well, it should be is very flimsy in there. Who says what should be or not? Here's what I would encourage you. You're offering value for your future list member for free. And basically, you're giving them something that solves their problem in exchange for an email address. So think about it. If you don't do that, you are not helping them in the ways that they need help. Or maybe you're a seasoned entrepreneur and you've just sort of forgotten about all the great lead magnets, all the great incentives that you've pulled together. I know that's me sometimes, and I need to rework some of my incentives as well and get them organized and get them out there. We need to start sharing them, and I have to remember, and we're working on lists and documents to help us keep track of those kinds of things. No matter where you are, you need to remember this, that you need to be able to tell others about this awesome content and how to get it. Sometimes we put it out there, but we don't tell them what to do. That is called a call to action. A lot of you already know what that is, but I'm just reminding us all that we need to be putting a call to action. So let's talk about where can we share. The obvious place is social media. If your people are already on your list, you don't need to share with them how to join your list, all right? But social media is a great place. You can harness that power. You know, yes, I know the algorithms always change, but I think we can still use it. So let's make a plan. How do we do this? A couple things is you can let people know in your Facebook group the topics that you'll be covering over the next several weeks. Another thing is once a week or maybe every other week, you need to put a social post out there about your lead magnet. Not just say, hey, go get it, but you need to look at how does it solve your person's problem and show the value of it so that they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she's giving that away for free. So that would be something really easy to do. So I'm going to write that down because we got a little homework for you this time. So the first thing is I would say one social post per week. All right. Now, you don't just put it out there. You want to make sure that you talk about the value of your lead magnet. So there's one way. Another thing is you might write 2 to 3 blog posts promoting your lead magnet. Now, that doesn't mean you just write about your lead magnet, but let's say 2 to 3 blog posts. Here's what I do. So I was talking about, here we go, how to homeschool multiple ages. And I give them 3 tips in the blog post, so they've got value in the blog post, and then I offer my lead magnet. All right, that is a way you can promote it. If you will write 2 or 3 posts, I would write more than that, but that's at least how we can get started. You can share those 2 to 3 posts on social media every month. they're not going to remember. And if you change the images, which is what I've been doing for each one of them, they're really not going to remember. After you have 3 or 4 images for each one of them, you can just rotate them. So these guys, 2 or 3 blog posts per month. So that's another way that we can share them. Where do you share them? Well, it really depends on where are your people hanging out. Are they hanging out on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok, Twitter, wherever? Now, I will tell you, for me, I actually have polled my homeschool moms, and that's the niche I'm in. If some of you are new and you don't know, yes, I help entrepreneurs, but I have some niche markets, and my biggest one is the homeschool market. I have polled them and said, where do you spend most of your time online? And they say Facebook. So that's where I focus my time. I am working a little bit on Instagram. I do know they go to Pinterest when they have a problem or they're looking for one thing, but where do they spend their time on a daily basis? Facebook. So I know that's where I need to do this. So the first thing you need to do is start sharing on social media. Either one social post, just a social post sending them straight to your lead magnet, or writing 2 or 3 blog posts that promote your lead magnet at the end, and then start sharing each one of those 3 blog posts every month. And I would build up to where you have 10 of them maybe. All right, the next thing is you need to tell everyone about your email list. You need to be sharing this lead magnet like you are a 2nd grader proud of your artwork. A 2nd grader goes around and shows everyone they can find whatever it is they have done. They are proud of it and they want you to see it. That's how we need to be with our lead magnet. So that means it can be on social. It could be at networking events, whether that's an online networking event, or maybe even in a private group, or it could be at live ones. I'm members of a local women's entrepreneur group. The other thing is I would have business cards. I put on an event every year called Homeschool Superheroes. It is free, but there's a paid element. And that free, I have business cards, like physical cards. I pass them out to people when I see them. Or you might have an online business card as well. When you speak at events, then I would also share that lead magnet, whether that's in front of a room or whether that's online in a room. And you don't want to be real pushy. But these people might need it. So what do you say? Well, okay, let's say homeschooling. If you're more curious about how to homeschool multiple kids, I have this ebook that you might want. Or if you're talking like homeschool scheduling, if you're really frustrated and trying to figure out your homeschool schedule, I have a free ebook that you can sign up, and then I just give them a very simple URL. I don't say how to homeschool-my-child.com/homeschool-schedule-ideas. I would say how to homeschool-my-child.com / or / or whichever one it is, schedule. I'd use one word, and I would make a redirect and make it very simple for them to get to. All right, and then if you don't even have anyone you think you can share it with yet, get your family and friends to just share it for you. They are probably going to do it. That may be the best place to get started. All right, so we want to do social media. We want to tell everyone in all these different areas, wherever you are, networking, speaking, those kinds of things. Number 3 isn't free, but it is something, if you have a budget to run paid ads, it is probably the quickest way to be able to build your list and grow your list. So if you have a budget, I'm not going into how to run ads or anything, but how do we know where to go? It's the same way when we go back to social media. Where do your people hang out? Facebook, Google, Instagram, Pinterest. Where do they hang out? And that is where I would encourage you to run your paid ads, because you want to get your ads out in the areas where your target audience is hanging out. So your homework this week, is to write one social post and schedule it on whichever platform, one a week for the rest of the month. Then we want to start and write 2 or 3 blog posts on that topic, and it leads to your lead magnet at the bottom in the blog post itself. Do a sign up form, not a landing page. And you want to share all of these in, if you could, in June. Go ahead and finish out June. If not, you want to share all of them in July and schedule it now. And then we want to share all of them in August and schedule it now. And all of them in September. That doesn't mean you do them all 3 days in a row. Week 1, you do, let's say, do 1. Week 2, and then skip a week, and then do 1 in week 4. Something like that. You need to also do a little research on which platform is best for your target market. Where are they hanging out? So that you'll know where to share these, and then also where to run ads if you want to. Now, if you have questions about any of those, please leave a comment, and whether you're listening to the live or the replay, I will be here, and I check back here on a regular basis. Now, some of you may not even have an email service provider. I use Aweber. I have been using them since 2002 or 3 for a very long time, and so I truly believe in them. If you need to get started, you can get started with Aweber with 500 people for free on your list. Once you hit 500, then you'll have to start paying, but that's a great deal. So I would really encourage you to get started with Aweber. They also have some free classes on growing your list as well. So I hope that has been helpful. Next week we'll be back talking about ways to make money with your online business and your blog. Can't wait to talk to you later. I'll see you later. I'm Carrie Beck with from Family eBiz and How to Homeschool My Child, if you want to look at my niche site as well. Y'all have a great day.